It's no secret that Call of Duty Zombies has an extremely complicated story. Speaking strictly about the Aether storyline, because I refuse to believe that the Dark Aether story exists since it's pretty much garbage, the players have to do some outrageous steps in order to get information from each of the maps. I grew up playing these maps as they came out and was actively looking forward to each installment of Zombies as they came. World at War was a bit before my time, but I remember playing Black Ops 1 Zombies.
Sounds like someone breaking in!
Maps like Moon, Ascension, Kino, 5, Shangri-La. As a kid, I would run around and kill zombies like everyone else, but I was slowly getting clued in to a deeper story going on in the background. I may have not known how to blow up the earth, but little tidbits of information were forming a picture in my brain, one that I would hold on to for years to come. I think Kino is the first map that really showed me what zombies could be like. An abandoned theater converted to be a Nazi military facility. When you first walk into the main stage, you see a large screen with a countdown. I knew this was important, it just had to be. But I didn't realize just how complex this story was going to get. You see, this screen is to brainwash subjects and get them to be soldiers for the Nazi regime. A concept that isn't really new, but does track with this infamously grotesque group of individuals. They weren't stealing ally operatives or prisoners of war and brainwashing them. They were trying to brainwash zombies into becoming a controllable mass of the undead. The perfect army. One that you didn't need to feed or worry about, and can just unleash onto any enemy you see fit. And the best part? If they kill him, you can just do it all over again. Because the only guaranteed part of war is that a whole lot of people are gonna die in the process. Once I learned about this, I was starting to grasp the idea of Element 115, and why so many people were interested in harnessing its power. Obviously, 115 is the element that causes people to turn into zombies after a long amount of exposure. This was the start of my zombies journey, a trek that would convert the next few years of my life into countless hours of research and lore diving, watching videos and reading articles on theories of where the story was going. It's safe to say that this ADHD kid had a new fixation. Along the way, I got to play one of the best zombies maps that has ever existed, an experience that I only wish I could go back and do for the first time again. It may not come as a surprise, seeing as you probably saw the thumbnail and title of this video, but I am of course talking about Origins from Black Ops 2. This won't be a lore video necessarily, as I won't be describing Easter egg steps or their overall relevance to the story. I'm sure that a lot of you probably have every Raffle Waffles guide video memorized by this point.
Hi guys, Mr. Raffle Waffles here.
I know I do. The point of this video is to go back and just talk about one of the most iconic maps we've ever had, and compare it to something maybe even more iconic. The map that changed the fate of Black Ops 2 Zombies from only having one or two good maps to being absolutely legendary. But funnily enough, for us to do that, we need to go back to Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 was something else. From the unique style of the multiplayer, the start of an amazing zombies narrative that would last for years, and a campaign worth remembering 14 years later. I could do a whole video on this campaign alone, trust me I will, but for now we're only focusing on one mission and one man more specifically. You may know him, he's the guy who broke Mason out of prison.
Victor Reznov.
Good old Tricky Vic. After Mason sacrificed himself to save Woods and Bowman during the initial Bay of Pigs invasion, he was captured by Castro, who used a double to foil the assassination attempt on his life. Castro then handed Mason to Dragovich, the main villain of the campaign, as a gift to celebrate Cuba's new alliance with Russia. Dragovich brainwashed Mason in an attempt to convert him to a double agent and kill the President of the United States, John F. Kennedy. He's then sent to Vorkuta, where Mason meets the man that will haunt his nightmares for the rest of his life. Of course, I'm referring to Reznov, although I personally have nightmares of Sergei coming to my house and eating it with me inside. In Vorkuta, Mason and Reznov craft a plan with 8 steps to break out of prison. This turn of events evolves into my favorite Call of Duty campaign mission I've ever played. I'd go so far as to say it may just be one of the best pieces of video game media we have ever gotten, and this is where it gets interesting. The Easter egg for Origins is based on the same 8 steps that Mason used to escape Vorkuta. The Primus group used the staves in the excavation site to free Samantha, while Mason used guard keys, human shields, a harpoon gun, and motorcycles to escape. Gotta say, one sounds a lot cooler than the other. But what exactly are these steps? How do they come into play for Origins? And what's their similarity to Black Ops 1? Well, for that, let's break down these steps one by one.
Step 1! Secure the keys! Now!
Securing the keys means 2 different things for their respective levels. For Vorkuta, it's a simple process. Start a fight with Reznov to get the guards to come down and break it up. Get Reznov to distract the guard and get Mason to kill him with a rock. From there, just grab the keys. Now for Origins, this is anything but simple, easily the longest step of the entire process. First, build the 4 stabs in the center of excavation. This means digging up spots during snow rounds, jumping off of a moving tank into otherwise inaccessible parts of the map, entering the giants one at a time and ripping pieces of the wind staff from their brains, and killing a Panzer Soldat. Actually, more on the fire staff, you have to shoot down a surprisingly flimsy plane, capture the 6th generator on the map, and kill the Panzer. I genuinely wish that this was the best of the staffs just because of how unique and complex the steps for it are compared to the others. Oh, but wait, there's more. Once you have the keys, it's time to upgrade them, which entails knowing how to read sheet music, which I do not, redirecting chimneys to the excavation site, and learning ternary code, all while zombies are chasing you. Or more likely, one of your poor teammates gets to know one specific zombie on an intimate level. Shout out to Ethan for training for literal hours while we did this. With the stabs upgraded, we can finally head to Step 2? Oh, fuck.
Step 2!
Step 2 is where the prisoners ride together and escape the mines of Vorkuta. We meet Sergey the puppy crusher and head out to the entrance of the mine. We board an elevator and watch Sergey hoist a man up into the air via pickaxe. Congratulations, we have ascended from darkness. Now for Origins, this is also a very easy step. Enter the 3 robots that roam the map and insert the respective staff that goes in each one. Finally, place the fire staff in the middle, and we're good to move on to the next step. If this were a competition, I would say that Vorkuta takes this one, as watching Sergey making a human being into a scarecrow with his very own post was much more interesting than entering these robots for the 4th time. That means so far, I'm going to say it's 1-1, because while Step 1 of Origins is much lengthier, it's still more fun and more impactful than Step 1 of Vorkuta. I mean, there are literally thousands of people who still play Origins and never even finish Step 1, but they keep playing anyways. This means we move on to Mason gets sent to a rooftop outpost where the world's shittiest slingshot can be found. No hate, just saying. With the help of 2 other prisoners, Mason shoots down 3 guard towers, thus allowing for the prisoners below to advance and take more parts of the prison. In Origins, oh boy, throwing a G-strike on this cement seal and sending in the Maxis drone will cause a good amount of panzers to spawn at the time. And lucky for me, I managed to do this on the only round where a panzer gets sent normally. How fun. But with the Boomhilda, it wasn't anything too difficult. I'm really torn about which one of these 2 games I would give this point to, and for that reason, and because I make the rules, I'm gonna give it to both, which means currently the score is tied up at 2-2. Onward to Step 4 for Vorkuta is much more involved than for Origins. Actually, I already said what Step 4 of Origins entails accidentally when describing Step 3, as the 2 happen almost instantaneously of each other. However, in Vorkuta, this is not the case. Step 4 sees us rushing down from the outpost with the slingshot, rallying with the prisoners at the bottom, and grabbing one of many shotguns that were stolen from the guards. Well, stolen is a bit harsh. Maybe repurposed is the better word. Then we rush to secure the courtyard nearby to reach a weapon vital in the next step. This point easily goes to Vorkuta, because who doesn't love watching Russian prisoners grab a shotgun from a big old pile and exacting revenge on their captors? 3-2 to Vorkuta. Remember that weapon I mentioned literally a sentence ago? Well, we're gonna need it for This is looking like it might be a bit of a wash for Vorkuta, but I'm getting ahead of myself. In Origins, Step 5 has you obtaining zombie blood and shooting a red plane out of the sky. Fun fact, this map takes place the same year the Red Baron was shot down, so maybe? Anyways, after that, you need to grab another zombie blood and run around counterclockwise of the Pack-a-Punch machine in order to kill the beast running around. Congratulations, you have now skewered the winged beast. Looking at what the Vorkuta boys are up to, and they are shooting down a helicopter with a homemade harpoon gun. Yeah, I think it's a wash. Sorry, Origins. No joke, Mason crafted this harpoon gun by modifying a KS-23 shotgun and attaching a harpoon to the end of the barrel. What a fucking badass. As you can imagine, the chopper is toast, and we can move forward to one of the last steps in the process. The score is 4-2 Vorkuta.
6! Wield the fist of iron!
Origins is seemingly trying for a comeback here with this step, as in Origins you need to go to where you craft the stabs and melee zombies covered in mist with your Thunder Punch to collect your upgraded melee. Meanwhile in Vorkuta, you protect Reznov while he breaks open a door that holds a death machine for you to wield. Both very cool steps in their own right, but I'm giving the slightest edge to Origins. That means it's 4-3, with Vorkuta still ahead by 1. On to the last action step in this plan of ours, and it's close. One sees us roaming around the prison remnants with our newly acquired death machine, while the other sees us fucking shit up in the crazy place for anyone that wants these hands. It would be a disservice to you all if I tried to separate these, so I'm gonna say it's another tie. I think I would have given it to Vorkuta if the storm in the crazy place didn't look so damn cool as you kill zombies. Plus, getting tear gassed just hurt my feelings. 5-4, Vorkuta.
Step 8, Reznov! Freedom!
Finally, freedom. For some it means escaping Vorkuta, and for others it means freeing Samantha. Both crazy endings to some phenomenal gameplay either way. But I may be controversial when I say that both of these endings left a sour taste in my mouth the first time that I completed them. Once we finally escape Vorkuta and motorcycles, Mason and Reznov take over a mounted MG truck and wreak havoc on the pursuing guards. But at the end of it all, Reznov sacrifices himself so that Mason can get away.
For you, Mason! Not for me!
I remember thinking that this was a shallow or pointless sacrifice, but upon further review, it really isn't. If they had both jumped on the train, the Soviets would have just followed it until its eventual stop. So, while noble, what Reznov did confused me a lot, because he made this whole plan to escape this hellhole, and at the end of all of it, only one person escaped with their life. And it was an American. I bet you no one in on this operation expected that to happen. And for Origins, it ends with a cutscene where we see Eddie and Samantha playing with action figure zombies. Obviously, if you know the greater story, then you know how much of a fake out this is, thus you wouldn't agree with this point now, but the first time I saw this, I thought it was some bullshit. I went through all that work and it was all just in their heads? It wasn't just me either. This was a common sentiment to hold at the time. So I don't know who to give this point to, honestly. Screw it. Let's give it to Origins, so that it's a tie. I'm sure that won't piss anybody off at all. The final score, 5-5. That seems about right. Both of these maps were something special when they came out. I didn't even mention the minute details that helped add so much shine to both of these experiences. Like the zombie blood having a voice that tells you what step you're on, or Sergei's sacrifice to the cause. I absolutely adore these two missions and really miss when this was what Call of Duty had to offer. Then again, Black Ops 6 does look pretty tempting. But remember boys, no pre-orders. That's all from me for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button, press that subscribe button, and tap on that bell so that YouTube tries, and probably fails, to notify you when I upload. I have plans for more Call of Duty videos in the near future, so if you're excited for that, let me know in the comment section below, and I hope you guys have a great day. As always, I've been Will, and I'll see you all later.